I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon. The complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness. Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping. The ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr., was on home confinement at the time of the offense, as alleged, for a prior firearms conspiracy charge and conviction out of the Southern District of Florida. Towards the end of his prison sentence, he had been granted home detention. Part of the terms of his home detention were that he would not commit another federal offense or possess a firearm. His father, Lontrell Williams Sr., is alleged to have helped plan and execute the federal kidnapping as charged in the complaint. And as described further in the complaint, within hours of leaving the Dallas studio, a number of the defendants were on social media displaying some of the items that appeared to be the jewelry that had been robbed from the victims. The charging document outlines some of the evidence, just some, establishing the defendants' roles in the federal offense. This is as follows: electronic monitoring data placing Williams Jr. at the offense location, which would put him in violation of his home detention conditions. Cell phone records and license plate reader data corroborating the coordinated travel of multiple defendants from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas. Rental car records confirming Williams Sr. rented a vehicle that was used by the group. Surveillance footage from the offense location, a nearby office supply store, and a hotel where several of the defendants stayed following the offense. Fingerprint evidence as well that was recovered from the crime scene, matching at least 2 of the defendants. Social media posts by defendants displaying what appears to be stolen property just in the days following the offense. Greyhound bus records confirming the travel of multiple defendants from Dallas to Memphis the day after the offense. In this case, came to Dallas to conduct legitimate business, and they were met with firearms and violence as alleged in the charging document. This case should serve as a warning to others who believe that using violence and intimidation tactics to rob others in our community is a viable way to conduct business. I'm here to say,
so stay sharp and stay on your pivot at all times. I had to tap in because listen to this. We might have just witnessed one of the dumbest plays ever in hip-hop when it comes to an artist risking everything for no win at all. I'll drop a link in the description so y'all can watch the full breakdown on WFAA Dallas Channel 8 because this whole situation is deeper than it looks. I'm about to go through the report, but honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Clean, direct, and serious. The feds? Yeah, they all locked in on this together. And first things first, I gotta own it. I was wrong. Straight up, I apologize to everybody because I went online saying there's no way Pooh Shiesty would do something like this. But at the same time, as media, we gotta remember, it's innocent until proven guilty. So technically, everything is still alleged until it's fully confirmed in court. But let's be real, when the feds step in like this, that already says a lot. I was seeing all kinds of mixed stories and thinking there's no way someone with that kind of momentum would risk it all like this. Even if there was an issue with contracts or business, this was never the move. It was never going to end well. And I kept saying there's no way he'd do this while under federal conditions because that automatically makes everything worse. I've got clips out there saying none of this was real, and part of that was because I don't believe in doing the police's job online. There were no clear videos at first, just speculation and people jumping to conclusions. And I've always said that's not our role in media. We report, we don't solve cases. I figured we wait until arrests or solid proof shows up before running with it. But now they're saying this actually went down. Big 30 got picked up too, and even Shiesty's father was arrested recently. The paperwork is starting to surface, and while names haven't officially been confirmed, everybody is pointing toward Gucci Mane being involved as the victim. News outlets are already running with that, so that's the narrative right now. And if he was under confinement during this, that makes the situation even more serious. Depending on prior records and charges, some people involved could be facing life if convicted. Again, innocent until proven guilty, but if it sticks, it's a long road ahead, no way around it. They're even hinting he could be seen as the mastermind behind it. And honestly, I don't get that at all. I gave him way more credit than that, because this isn't smart, it's reckless. This ain't even street, it's just a terrible decision, keeping it real. No matter what issues existed with Gucci Mane, this was never gonna work. They've got surveillance, travel records, and multiple agencies working together on this case. Every time they speak on it, they remind people it's federal, state, and local all collaborating. They're even tracking down another suspect in Atlanta right now. There's still a lot more to unpack here, and we're just getting started. Like I said, I was wrong, and I had to come on here and admit that. There were so many different versions of the story floating around online, it was hard to know what was real. Blogs, comments, DMs, everybody had a different angle. And I kept saying, until it's official, I'm not buying it. I still stand on that principle, but in this case, some of it turned out to be true. There were multiple storylines, but this was one that kept coming back around. Then you had people switching narratives, saying this didn't happen, then saying something else did. Some even claimed Gucci Mane pulled a weapon. Like what? This whole situation is wild. It's 2026 and everybody wants to be part of the chaos. Controversy, confusion, conflict, all of it. People want to stay in the mix, keep the algorithm moving, stay part of the conversation. But now we got to add crashing out to that list, because when you put everything online yourself, the feds don't even have to work that hard. Stay on your pivot, man. I've got more content coming to Patreon. I tried to drop it earlier but got delayed. It's on the way.